Welcome to the cabin, everybody. Today I thought I would do a video while there's still some light left on how I get power here. So there's absolutely no power here. There's no solar, there's no generator. And as a result of that, of course, there's no running water. Because if you want running water, you need a pump to pump the water, and that requires electricity. But the water bit's going to be for another video. This is strictly how I get power. Now, I've lived off grid for a while. My first cabin, I learned the ropes. I suffered through, solar problems and generator problems, and no generator, no solar for times, zero power at all. You name it, I've been through it at my old place. There's some pictures flying by of that place, and I'll post a link here to a video my friend did on that cabin. Now this place I'm in, I'm not living here like forever. This is just kind of like, I'm here for the winter, recording a music album. So, and how I record without electricity is yet another story. But today I just want to focus on how I get power without solar, without a traditional generator. Now, some of you out there who are savvy are probably thinking already what I might be doing, but I'll get there. Living in my van this summer, I learned how to be minimalist in there because my solar panel went on my van and I had to get power in my van when I was driving. So I figured out a way to do that. And basically that way is what I use here. Here's the deal. It's minimalistic. It's hardcore minimalistic. If you want to get into a minimal style of using very little power, you have to learn to just cut your needs. I don't use a toaster. I don't use a microwave. The coffee I make on the wood stove. The wood stove is like I cook on that thing if I want to cook. And my freezer is right here. I have some fruit in there that's staying really cold. And my fridge is under the bench right beside the door because it's cold there on the floor and it keeps everything cold right there. So done and done. This time of year, it's easy to refrigerate or freeze anything because it's a winter wonderland out here. Anyways, aside from like the fridge and the cooking and all that stuff, how do you get power for everyday like phone, laptop? How do you get lights? That sort of thing. I don't have a Jackery system. That's like a crazy power station with solar panels. Solar is basically useless this time of year. I'm not gonna lie. I've lived through it many seasons, many winters. And unless you're gonna get like 200 solar panels and you're on the perfect slope with no trees, well then you have a shot at getting good solar. And that's a lot of money. And if you have a small solar station with the foldable panels and all that, that's useless out here. The sun's gone and it's before 5 p.m. And a lot of the times it's cloudy and snowing. And the quality of the winter sun is kind of like holding up a lighter in the distance compared to like a spotlight over your face in the summertime. Summer sun is amazing for solar. Winter, the quality of the light isn't very bright. So all that being said, I've gone totally minimal here at this cabin. And the stuff I use to charge, the power packs, all fit in my pockets. There's two here. The bigger one first, this one charges my phone 5 times. And it also charges a couple other gadgets I have. So this was about $100. This smaller one here was literally $20 and it charges my phone twice. So just to give you some perspective there, I got this at Canadian Tire on sale, like around Christmas time. This one I picked up at more of a fancy outdoor store that geared towards tourists and stuff. So just for some perspective for you, they're both very reliable and great so far. And once they're topped up, I got a lot of charges for a lot of my gadgets. So that takes care of my phone. This bigger power pack here, now this one was more expensive, I admit. Okay, this one I bought this in 2016. So this came with foldable panels, which again are useless this time of year. But you can also charge it with like a plug-in, and that's how I do that, and I'll get to that after. Anyways, this thing charges my laptop because it's got an inverter on it with a proper outlet. So this one charges my laptop for me, and it can charge anything else I need as well. The other stuff I have, little luxury items, they all fit in my pockets mostly, by the way. This is a blender, USB blender, amazing little thing. I use this every single day. And I just bought this at Walmart. They're not crazy outrageous. I think they're under $50. Not cheap, but even if I wasn't off the grid, I'd probably have this thing too. So this lasts a while on one big full charge. And I can charge it on either one of these tiny power packs with a simple USB cable. The last thing I want to show you is my cool little light. I got this at a camera store. This thing is great. It has many different light settings on it. I usually use the low light, lamp light kind of setting on it. And you know, it lasts about, get this, 10 to 14 hours on the lower settings. And within a small place like this behind me here, 8x12 little cabin, it's plenty for reading, and it's not overpowering. I don't like overpowering lights. There's a lot of windows in this place, so during the day I get enough ambient light to get me by. But at night and in the early morning, I definitely use this thing. And again, I can charge it on my power packs. It's a beautiful system. Much better than flashlights or even your phone light, because you don't want to drain your phone. This is a separate thing. It doesn't require batteries like old school flashlights do. It's just a USB charge, and the battery stays a lot longer on this. Now this was about 86 bucks, I think, if I remember correctly. I got it at a camera store, Henry's, I believe, which are all over Canada. Okay, so that's my basic system right there. So as you can see, I have simple needs, and the way I do it is with this thing. So I got my power packs. How do I keep them charged? Now, I don't drive to town every single day. Town is a 20-minute drive, so I don't just go to the library and plug in. I do go to town every other day or so, though, to get stuff, get groceries and whatever. So this is an inverter, and it plugs in to my van. Every time I go to drive, I bring this with me, and I plug it into my cigarette lighter, and I can charge both of my power packs very easily, and then I can also charge my bigger power pack. Of course, I can charge my phone. I can charge absolutely everything, even my laptop, on that thing while I'm driving. So if town is about 20 minutes away, and I got to go there and back in a day, that's 40 minutes of charging time. So there's my trick. I use my van. It is a generator. There's an alternator in there, and I'm pretty sure that's the same piece that you can find in an actual gasoline generator that people have at their cabins and stuff. So it's basically a generator, but here's the catch. I don't have all these extra pieces. I don't have a generator sitting here. I just use the van. So that means one less thing to worry about, one less thing to buy, one less thing to get gas for. You see what I'm saying? Minimal. I wouldn't recommend being off-grid, in Canada at least, without a vehicle. You gotta have one. Otherwise, you're asking for a very, very, very hard go. So a vehicle is the absolute minimum thing you need if you want to get out into the woods a bit. And it's got a built-in generator in there. So that is my hack. Use your vehicle for your power. Even if you're doing van life, do the same thing. Buy a little thing like that, a little inverter, and that'll at least get you started before you want to get crazy fancy with it. Now, could I live this way long term? I probably wouldn't want to. This is a short term, I'm here for the winter. So yeah, no big deal. And you learn to adapt, and it's not so bad. You get used to it. Same with the running water thing. I have to go to the outhouse at minus 20 whatever sometimes, and you just kind of get used to it. You adapt. And here's the beautiful thing about adapting to a life like this, which I did if you watch that video I posted earlier, I lived like this for years. It builds willpower. That's how I get my bare minimum power out here. I'll be doing this for months, and you know what? It's not so bad. It's actually kind of nice. I kind of like it, all right? A lot of people can't understand it, but I do. So hopefully you took something from this video. If you're going camping, if you're going on a road trip, if you're doing van life, if you're going to go off gridding, if you're out of power, there's so many uses for this kind of information. It works really well, especially in a pinch if you're used to having all the power you need, like a power outage or something. This will be useful to you somehow, I hope. So that's how I do it, and it's super simple, bare minimum, and it works. So until next time, everybody, I hope you have a great day wherever you are, great evening. I'm going to head back in there and read. It's the end of the day. I'll put my little light on here, and I'm going to read a book. All right. Cheers, everyone.